Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to the Love of Heart Movement Radio Show. This is Cheryl Jones, the Queen of Hearts, and I am so excited that you guys are joining us today. We have the awesome pleasure of spotlighting Ms. Kimberly O'Neill. She is an award-winning leadership and nonprofit expert. Kimberly, are you here?
I am here. Good morning, Cheryl.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm so excited that you're here, and we're going to be able to spotlight you today. So excited, definitely. So I just wanted to start with you telling us a little bit about yourself.
I always say I'm a mentally retired senior government executive turned social entrepreneur. And I spend my days in in the Dallas, Texas region working with smaller nonprofits, specifically startup nonprofits, and helping them to really identify a mission and identifying a process and strategic plan to really scale their ideas so that they can stand the test of time in our sector.
Oh, yes, definitely. That is such a big need because I know as so many people think about various nonprofits, it is kind of a struggle sometimes to get funding and to get various corporations to, give the grants out now. So I know that leadership in this area is huge, and I just encourage people, don't go it alone. Just because you have an idea for a nonprofit, that doesn't mean it's going to be a successful nonprofit, that's for sure. That is so true.
You know, that is so true, and it's important for people to know just because they lead with the heart of passion doesn't necessarily mean they have the business acumen to get it done, and they do need to seek out help and support.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I spent my whole life in nonprofit until I started my company, and then I started a for-profit company. And it's so funny because I tell people all the time, it is work either way. So you have to decide how you want to work, basically. And, either way it's going to be work. So definitely just decide what's best for you and your, company or whatever initiative you start, definitely. So I'm so excited about that. So tell me, what's your motivation to provide services from the love of your heart? I know you absolutely love what you do. I've seen you in action at conferences. I've seen you at my own Lunch and Learn, and you love helping other people and helping them be a success. And one of the things that I love about you, Kim, is you let people decide what success looks like for them. You don't tell them, hey, your nonprofit has to be $50 million. You say it could be a backyard ground roots type of situation, and just really be successful in your own area. So I love that about you, being able to recognize that even things that are little bitty can be successful.
Absolutely. I think, one of the things for me in terms of to go back to helping people to identify what success looks like for them, number one, it really is about what's your goal, what's the end goal, and that's what you shoot towards. And what motivates me to help people is that at some point in my life, whether it was my family, my parents, or some of my former bosses or mentors, they motivated me to just get to the next step in the line, whatever that next step was. And there was always someone pushing me. And as a result, prior to this pivot that I did in the social entrepreneur world, I really had a great government career, and it was from people simply saying, you can do it. It's time for you to move on and do the next thing. And sometimes you have to be that push and that motivator behind people, but you also have to be that person that's honest enough with them to say, are you ready? And if you're not ready, let's figure out what it's going to take to get you there. And I want someone to give me the exact same thing that I'm giving out. So whenever I give advice and I try to motivate people and or motivate myself to motivate others, is because I always think from the lens, what would I want?
Right, absolutely. And definitely it's definitely the way we should all just be thinking about the golden rule, to treat others as we would want others to treat us. That is so true. Something that we definitely should all live by, for sure, for sure. Well, I wanted to just find out and just go in a little bit deeper with that. Tell me about your purpose in life and how you help people get to their purpose.
My personal mantra is service to others is a part of life, and our involvement is not an option. And I believe that we should always be in the business of serving people. And if we all did things from that perspective, imagine what kind of world we would really live in. And that we can't do things alone. We can't go at it alone. And the service that we put out to others and the energy that we put out into the world, I truly believe it comes back to you. And it may not always come back to you the way that you want it on a silver platter or a platinum platter, because some people want platinum rather than silver, right? Yeah. But it's not. But it's going to come back. That good energy that you give out, it does come back to you. And that's the only kind of energy that I want around me. So in thinking about service to others as a part of life, in terms of really going deep, I don't see that there's any other way to live. I don't know, and it's not just about nonprofit work for me. It is really about the talk that I may have with a friend, the talk that I may have with family members. Everyone knows that I'm very blunt, I'm to the point, and I don't think I know how to be any other way. And I'm going to be as honest with you as I can possibly be. But you know what? I want you to give me that same honesty back, even if it hurts.
Wow. Yep.
Because I think it changes the dynamics. Yeah, it changes the dynamics of our relationship. It changes the dynamics of the push and that effort. And we're not just simply rubbing someone's back to say, you can do it, but we're saying you can do it, but you may need to do this too.
Wow, that is so true. And just being real with people, that is something that's so important. You know, I just really know that it's so important to just be real with people and let them know that, hey, you're here for them and whatnot, and to really just be authentic and honest. I think that is so important, because people, many times they will get so many different ideas and so many different, knowledge from other people, but sometimes people are just giving them a pipe dream, and I don't like for people to leave my presence and not know the truth, that, hey, this is going to be difficult sometimes. And sometimes it's going to give you tremendous joy.
Yes. So, you know what I think? Yes, I think you hit the nail on the head with that. I think what it is, Cheryl, is that we've lost, as a society as a whole, we've lost the art of being compassionate. We have, right? And with compassion, you give feedback, you love on somebody, you support somebody from this authentic place, because we become too politically correct. We follow scripts and we say what people want to hear because we think that's what we're supposed to say. But when we flip that switch and go back to being a compassionate society, how much more work can we all get done if we lead from that place?
Yes, definitely. That is so true. And being a compassionate society is the answer. I think that's the answer to so many things that's going on in our world and our country. It's just the answer. It really is. And when we lead with that compassion, boy, we can change the world. That is so true. So true. Well, definitely. Definitely. Well, I wanted to ask you, Kim, about a 15-year-old Kim. Tell me, what would you tell her in today's society? What advice would you give her?
Oh, my gosh. 15-year-old Kim. 15-year-old Kim was just starting to find her voice. I was a shy kid, bullied at some point, and so I didn't always use my voice. But by the time I turned 15, I started to find my level of independence and started to become comfortable. And I would tell to stay the course.
Yeah.
And the ideas that you had, the dreams that you have, and you still have, the determination that you have, and sometimes even the stubborn behavior that you exhibited, it's okay. Yes. Because what you started at 15, look at where it's going to take you almost 30 years later.
Yep, that's so true. That is so true. And, boy, many times I just wish the younger people could just have a peek into their future. Because, if you knew all this goodness was coming, boy, you wouldn't spend so much time being so sad and being so not thankful for what you're going through. Because everything that happens for a reason, and it's for your learning, and it's for your, to become the person that you're going to become. So it's so important that we just encourage young people, because I know in my own family, my daughter, it seems like she struggles with so much. And it's just like,
Mhm.
okay, you're going to come into your own. Things are going to work out. You've just got to believe, definitely, for one.
Right.
So that's one of the things that I spend so much time, just making
Yeah.
sure that I'm a light to those young people, because it's so important. And I tell people all the time, my life changed this year when I did something that I've never done before. I've never been a mentor at a school district. So this year, after
Wow.
meeting Miss Carter, I was so excited to go and be a mentor at the Irving ISD. And boy, those children need people so bad.
Yes.
And it's so
Yes.
funny, because you would think that, okay, this is no big deal. It is a huge deal to kids. It really is. So we've
They
got to
feel
take the time,
special.
definitely. Yes,
They feel
so
special. If we think back to when we were in school and you had that visitor, it was like the best thing since sliced bread was coming in your classroom.
Yeah.
It was somebody other. You loved your teacher, but it was somebody other than your teacher, and you just felt special. And children need to learn how to just enjoy and just be. There's plenty of time in life to deal with challenges and problems, but we need to encourage the young people to just be and just enjoy life as it is at that moment for you at this particular time, because in 365 days, something else is going to come your way. And so enjoy these 365, because the next year may throw something else at you. So just enjoy the moment and enjoy life as you have it. And we all need to, and Cheryl, let me just say something about you. There's something so authentic. I know you do this to highlight us in the community, but I wish that we could just turn authentic. And it comes from, the Queen of Hearts is the best term for you, the best name for you, because you give so much to people in our community that if people don't know you, they need to get to know you, because just being in your presence brings a light to you at any given moment. So anyone that's having a dark day, being around you turns that light switch on and just brings so much positivity into the air. So I just want to thank you for doing this, but I want to thank you for just being you as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I love what I do, and I love helping and serving. Definitely. I know I was put on the earth to help and serve others, so it has definitely been a wonderful life. I tell people that through all the struggles, through everything that I've been through, it has really been wonderful, and I really love it, definitely. So I'm just excited to serve. Well, I wanted to ask you, Kim, tell us about a challenge that you had to overcome and what you learned in the process. And the reason that I asked this question is I know there's going to be people on this call that are going through a personal struggle. It could be a death of a loved one. It could be financial problems. It could be a loss of a relationship. It could be a number of things. Or many times people are just down and depressed really for no reason. So I just wanted to encourage people, and I wanted the people that I spotlight to just take a minute to encourage someone based upon your personal struggle. If you haven't had any struggles, just anything that you can say to encourage someone today.
I think from an entrepreneurship perspective, I've been really open over the past few months about my journey as an entrepreneur, as a Generation X entrepreneur in a startup entrepreneurial community that really highlights the millennial generation. And as someone who had almost a 20-year career coming out of government, I've been a city manager, I've been an executive, I've worked in mayor's offices, I've run nonprofit organizations. To actually go from having tons of resources to one day you make this decision and you're an army of one. And when you are that army of one coming out of almost a 20-year career, sometimes you feel compelled to kind of start from ground zero and build up because it's something new. And the one thing that I had to finally say to myself, and I'm very vocal with saying this to other people that have made a similar transition, is you've earned the right to bring all of those experiences with you. And just because you're doing something new doesn't mean you have to go to ground zero and build yourself back up. 20 years being a city manager. If someone else has worked in corporate America, they've been an executive. Yes, being an entrepreneur may be new. You may not have all the resources, but what you have are those experiences that no one can ever take away from you. And it took me a long time, Cheryl, to really grasp that and accept that, that I didn't have to press the reset button just because I was doing something new in a community that was totally new to me. And I look at all the accomplishments that I've had over the years. I've done doggone well, right? And those same things that I did to push myself forward a lot harder than I think I was in the beginning, because I was trying to follow this script that I thought should happen in the entrepreneurial world. So it was a struggle for me. And I think sometimes it still is a challenge, right? Even though I now know this and I've admitted this to myself, it's still learned behavior. And I have to shift and pivot out of that so that I can concentrate on all the things that I've done. Sometimes I think about it, I'm like, 10 years ago, I did it this way when I was working for such and such government. That same concept is going to work in my business. I give yourself permission to, and it's a privilege to be able to bring all those experiences into the work that you're now doing, and don't let anyone take you back and say, well, you're just starting out. No, I'm just starting out on this new project, but I've been on this ride. It's just a new direction I'm going in.
Yes, definitely. That is so true. And when we just embrace that, hey, we do know something, we may not know everything,
a little something.
We know something.
Yes, I have some life experiences. Right.
Definitely. And I just be sure that I'm always telling people it may not be the path that you think that you're supposed to be on, but many times we just kind of need to go with the flow a little bit and know that the path is being revealed as we go. I know me, I'm a person, I want to know exactly what's going to happen next. And I know that that's not possible, you guys. So as we go through our life, it's so important that we just kind of go with the flow a little bit and learn as we're going, definitely. We kind of need to learn as we're going and be willing and open to learn and be willing and open to try something new, because I am the queen of reinvention and starting over and doing this and doing that, and have no problem telling people, nope, that didn't work. And I have no problem telling people that didn't work and, hey, we need to try something else or whatnot, because that sometimes that's the way it goes, for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, tell me this, definitely. Tell me this, Kim. If you had to change anything in your life, would you make any changes?
Wow. I guess, the correct answer that most people say is no changes.
Yes, I know.
Most people everything was part of the plan. No, I think there are things that I would change. I don't regret anything. So let me start. I don't have regrets. But I don't know if I would do everything the exact same way, even as it relates to building my business. Hindsight is 20/20, and maybe there are some things that I could have done differently as I started on this journey. I think about even educational choices, some of the degrees that I went after, that maybe I would have done another degree a different way, because now I'm, in my 40s, and so I don't necessarily want to go that route. That's just not what I want to do anymore. And so I think there are some things that I would have done differently, not drastic changes, but I think there are some things, no regrets, for sure, no regrets, because I think everything is part of my story. But I think there are definitely some things that I would have done differently had I may have been a little bit more mature at the time. Maybe if I would have thought something out a little bit differently, thought about the bigger process and the longer term goal, rather than being in the moment. So, I definitely think, Cheryl, there are some things, and I can look on all aspects of my life, socially, on social level, personal level, educationally, and now as a business owner. There are definitely things that I would have done differently, because you do learn lessons from your activities, and sometimes those things that are deemed failures there are lessons in them. So there are some failures along the way that I would have definitely done some of those things differently. But I learned the lessons. But if I had to do it again, now knowing what I know, yeah, I would have done something differently to make it easier on myself back then. And gosh, where would I be right now with the results had I known that back then? So yeah, definitely I would have.
Definitely. I totally can relate to that for sure. And there's changes that we have to make sometimes, even, if they're not good or whatever. Sometimes it's okay to just look up and say, wow, that was a mess. Look, I could have done that a lot better.
Yes.
Sometimes you just have to apologize and move on. Because I know I've been there. Definitely, I've been there for sure. So I'm so excited to hear other people have too. Definitely. Well, I know, Kim, this is the question that I get a lot, and I'm sure you do too. Two different people either Facebook me, email me, call me, whatever. I get questions all the time from two people, future entrepreneurs and struggling entrepreneurs. If you had to give a tip to either one of those, what would you say?
Number one, invest in yourself. Whether it's your time in terms of get a mentor, invest in yourself. You need help along the way. And so I think a lot of people think they can just sit in their house and perfect the idea until the idea is perfected, whatever that may look like. But you don't know what you don't know, and you won't know unless you go out after some sort of help. And so that investing yourself may mean going to get a mentor. It may mean going to a training class, but it also may mean getting a consultant and paying them to help. And the second part, I think this is my biggest, Cheryl. We've talked offline about, people paying for services. And this is the one thing that I will say, and if there's anything that's my biggest pet peeve with new entrepreneurs, stop trying to get everything free. If you want somebody to invest in your business, whatever that may be, if it's a product or service, you have to be willing to do the same thing. And it drives me crazy when I see the number of entrepreneurs that will, and I'll use myself as an example. They can't wait to talk to me until they talk to my assistant and realize there's a cost. Then they no longer want to pay for that, right? But then they will go out to a big corporation and pay for something and then complain about the quality of what they didn't get. And so even when you are a small entrepreneur, the way that you respect other entrepreneurs is the way that people are going to respect your business, and it's going to be the rhythm and the system and the mentality that you also adopt. It's everything that you're always going to do is always going to relate to how looking for investing and other some too. In terms of in the entrepreneurial world. So invest in yourself according to the way that you would want to be paid.
Definitely, for sure. That is some great advice because I know that is a huge thing of, people always want it for free. And it's so funny because I've just found myself, I've done over-investing. I make sure that I invest in coaching and workshops and conferences because it's important.
You do.
It is important. It is important because if you want to better anything, you have to become a better person, so there is no shortcut. Definitely for any type of success. That is one of the main things that I've learned in life is there's no shortcut, so definitely we've got to just always be willing and ready to, just support ourselves in becoming better.
And can I add one more thing? Your business card does not a business make. So I noticed networking and connecting out there. I was at an event. Actually, I had an event a few weeks ago, and I looked up, and this young man just gave me his business card. He didn't introduce himself. He didn't tell me, but he just literally walked up to me and the crowd that I was talking to started handing out his business card. And I looked up and I noticed he had put his business card in every chair. We had over 100 chairs. His business card, and I told him, I said, wait a minute, I have to clean this place up and we're done.
Yeah. Definitely.
And then, but I said, but I want to give you a tip. I said, these business cards, it's for connecting. And when this is an investment. You paid for these. And you want to give it to someone because you had a conversation with them, because there's a connection. There's a possibility that they can connect you to someone. They may be interested in your services or vice versa. And he said, thank you. No one ever told me that.
Wow.
And so use your business cards with purpose. It's for a reason. I bought my first set of business cards for what I do currently. I left my job in 2010, so I got those business cards in 2010. Cheryl, I still have the same business card. I still have that same bundle. And anyone that knows me, when they meet me at events and they say, can I have a business card? I say, I don't have them, because I typically travel with 3. And I give those 3 out on purpose because I connect with people. But if I really want to connect with you, I'm going to say, well, send me a text right now and let's go on and schedule a time to meet. That's how you connect and network properly. So your business card is a tool. It does not make the business.
Absolutely. And I'm so glad you said that, because there's so many new entrepreneurs and just other people really who don't know that, and they think that it's a race or something to get business cards.
Yeah.
So I totally agree with you. Well, and we're about to end, Kim, and I wanted to see, do you want to let the audience know about any of your workshops? I know you do a lot of things at the various nonprofit centers, and then you might have personal things going on. So any announcements you want to make and how the audience can get in touch with you?
Well, I do want to highlight, so Cause Studio, which is my nonprofit, my startup nonprofit training incubator that specifically serves North Texas nonprofits. We are closing our pilot period on Saturday, so I'm so excited. But on Monday, we are launching our application. We're starting our recruitment period, and our recruitment period will stay open through the end of July. And so if individuals would just follow us on causestudio.co, not .com, but .co, and sign up for our newsletter. We'll add you to the newsletter if you're interested in getting that one-on-one, that hands-on training as it relates to building a solid nonprofit. I would love to be able to help you and review your information. But that will also allow you to get on our mailing list when we have these one-on-one trainings and these group trainings throughout North Texas. And so that's Cause Studio, CAUSESTUDIO.co. And you can also follow us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Everything is Cause Studio.
Cause Studio. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, that is awesome. I'm so excited that we had a chance to speak today. And if you want to have any closing remarks, we have about 2 minutes left.
Okay. I just want to, going back to the overall theme of your program, whatever you do it from a genuine and authentic place. However you choose to serve, whatever service looks like to you, because it's not the same for all of us. Do it and do it well. And do it not with the expectation of receiving something back, but if you do it and you do it with your heart, you will receive something back. And sometimes it doesn't look like what you expect, but something good will come out of it. And I truly believe that. If you don't wait on it, it will simply just appear.
Yes, definitely. That is so true. And I'm so honored and so excited that I got a chance to meet you. I don't even know how our paths crossed, but they did. And I'm so
I don't remember either, right?
Yeah, I don't remember either. It's been a while. So I'm just so excited that I had a chance to meet you and that you're in my life, and that it's just all things are possible. And I truly believe that. And you're just showing so many people how they can take a idea that they thought, okay, I know that this is a nonprofit. How can I make this work? I love it that you're showing so many people, hey, we can turn this into a nonprofit that can be successful, and, helping them determine what success is and how they can serve people on a greater level, because I think that's what it's all about, just being of service. So excited about that. Absolutely. And I just encourage people to get on the website and apply for the case studies and everything that you have available in the enrollment period, and just really apply and find out some great information and let her help you, definitely. But thank you so much, Kim, for being on the Love of Heart Movement radio show. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Cheryl. You have a great day.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.